It is very warm today, so I'm not even going to bother turning off my fan. So everyone's going to get to enjoy the lovely sounds of a fan in the background again. It's been quite a while since I've had that.
Awesome. We have fans.
Yeah.
That's a first.
Yeah, I know, right? So where are we? You don't know, do you?
No, okay. I did my homework. I did watch the next few videos.
Okay.
I just forgot to remind myself what we did last time.
Who's this guy? So this is that Nuo guy, right?
Yes.
That we were talking about
right.
earlier?
Yeah, he's a party member.
He's got
Look at that.
He's got like a wooden gun or something.
He definitely has some sort of rifle with him. I know it could be a musket or something. But we have a full party now, which is nice.
Okay, so our party consists of a total of 3 people.
Maximum 3 on the field
Whoa!
at a time.
He's got a mortar.
Yeah, he has access to like fire and explosions and stuff like that.
Jeez.
And I think he focuses on like AOE stuff, which can of course attack multiple enemies at once.
I mean, that is the point.
His mortar. So some attacks do have a build up to it. So once he lays down his mortar, it'll take a while for him to actually fire it. So that's the balance there.
So we need to go west.
Yeah. I believe we're gonna find a MacGuffin of some sort. That's the current plot thread right now. Also, Nuo is like not really up for it, but he's friends with Popel, and he just goes along with it anyway.
We don't talk at all.
Hmm.
Thank you for bringing it up, Nuo. God.
And he just splurges into our party, just like that.
It's so great that we get to just... Wow, level 6. Oh. Okay, so he does have a musket.
Yeah.
Do all of our party members start at a predetermined level like that?
Yes, which is a common gripe I have with GRPs like this, because it's like every time you get a new party member, they're either so underleveled or overleveled.
Yeah.
At the moment, it doesn't really matter, because I can just have all the characters I have currently on my team at the same time, so like there's no party management I need to worry about at the moment.
Yeah.
However, when in like, again, I'm going to bring up Persona, if like all of my party members are like sub 30 and then the new guy is like mid 30s, I'm not going to use that new person until the rest of my party is up to his level.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a, well, the game expects me to use you, but I don't want to right now.
Especially in more modern RPGs, I've started appreciating the games where they're just like, nah, your experience just distributes to the entire party, even if they're not in combat. Because like I hate trying to cycle through party members to level them all up equally.
Exactly. Like having a fraction of the XP does help, but
even
I prefer that over just nothing. But my preference would be everyone gets the same amount of XP all the time, whether they're in my party or not.
It's just like, because the old system whereby like they have to be in your party actively to get experience, it's just like it just wastes your time, really. At the end of the day.
Like I'm creating my party not because they synchronize well or that I'm using the characters I like.
Yeah.
I'm building my party based on who is leveled the least.
Yeah.
Like entirely, which is I don't think is on purpose.
And
if it is, that sucks.
And once you get to know JRPGs in particular, but not only like any party-based RPG. Once you get to know them well enough, you know that in the vast majority of them, you have to level your party equally, because at one point in the game, you are going to be forced to use the party members that you don't have in your regular party.
Yeah, either via story or they have a particular like elemental affinity that they expect you to use.
There's going to be at least one point where you're using the characters you don't prefer to use, and if they're horrifically underleveled, you're just not going to be able to get through that section of the game.
Also, please God, I'll say it again, let me switch out the protagonist. Because if I can't, that means the protagonist is way over-leveled compared to the rest of my party. It looks terrible.
Level 50 when everyone else is level 40.
Exactly. Unless, like, it's really easy to, like, reach max level, then it's not so bad. But in I think most JRPGs, they don't expect you to reach max level. It's like, you end up with everyone being, like, around level 50 by the end game.
Yeah, not even a little, like... In Final Fantasy VII, for example, like, I think the highest I've ever gotten my party's probably around, like, level 75 or something, and that was after a ton of grinding. It's... Because by the end of the normal game, like, if you just go kind of straight through without trying to do a bunch of extra stuff, you're probably going to be around, like, level 50, 60 or so.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, why even have, like, 30 more levels if the player is never going to reach them? Like, just have me be max level, like, before I am completely done with the game.
It's the same kind of thing that Pokemon does, you know? Like, there are...
Well, yeah. If you want a team of 6, then yeah, that's a massive undertaking.
There are precious few Pokemon games where any in-game trainer has Pokemon over level 70.
Mm-hmm.
And the max level, of course, is, 100?
Yeah.
Does it actually go to 100, or do they cap out at 99? I don't remember.
It's 100. I thought it was. It is actually, now that I think about it, that's a bit unorthodox, because it is usually 99.
Yeah.
I kind of wish it was 99. Well, at least, strangely, 99 seems more like a cap than 100 to me.
Right.
Because, like, if you introduce a third digit, that makes me think... The max is actually 999.
Yeah, it'll keep going up, right? Of course.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of Pokemon teams that I maxed out to level 100, but most of that was when I was very young and had a lot more time and a lot less games to play.
And it sucks when I think Heart Gold Soul Silver has like the worst when it comes to wanting to grind. It like has, aside from the post game, which is a lot, but it's very finite. Once you've done that, there was like barely any grinding you can do, which is especially worse when it has the highest level trainer in the entire series.
Yeah, right.
And you have to grind to like reach the level he's in.
Yeah, I really wish that Pokemon games would have more post Elite Four content, because like
that's always the problem with like the first entry in the generation, because like X and Y had that.
Yeah,
problem. That was the worst. That was the worst one.
That was my biggest problem with X and Y, is like I got to the Elite, like I had a great time playing the game. Like I really enjoyed. Like I thought that the pacing and the difficulty curve of the normal game was really good. And then I got to the Elite Four, I beat the Elite Four, and then I was like, oh, there's literally nothing else for me to do now, because I don't care about the multiplayer in Pokemon games. So after I beat the Elite Four, it was just like, yeah, that's the end of the game. Good job. You're done now. And I was like, oh, I wanted a little bit more.
Don't worry, they were gonna fix in Pokemon Z. They didn't. That really sucks. Because I skipped X and Y because I thought it was pretty obvious there was going to be a Z version. I don't know about you. I was like,
everyone thought so.
And then when they didn't do that, I was like, oh, did they stop doing the revision versions?
Apparently.
So I guess it's safe to buy Sun and Moon.
And then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Yeah.
No, like I lost that bet so hard. I did the opposite way around. Whatever. It's like.
Yeah.
Since the next game is on Switch, it's like I don't know if it's going to be another X and Y situation.
The Pokemon business model has been really weird in the past decade. Weird. Like ever since Black and White, I would say actually.
No, I'd say ever since Emerald, because they did Ruby Sapphire, then Fire Red Leaf Green, and then Emerald. I was like, that's kind of backwards.
Well, not no. I would disagree, specifically because Fire Red and Leaf Green was the first time they started doing a remake in the first place. So
all right.
The weirder part of that is that they did a remake in the first place.
Well, that was to address the complaints that starting from Gen 3, you couldn't transfer your Pokemons in the previous gens.
Yeah.
Fire Red Leaf Green was supposed to fix that at least a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, there were a lot of good reasons for them to do it, but Emerald was...
Oh, yeah. No one really expected them to actually...
Emerald was still following the general pattern of, red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal, and then Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. And then...
I just meant, the order of releases, because usually you'd have, the third version, a year after the two games that it built off from. And but in the middle of that, they did the remake.
Yeah. That's...
Which they haven't done since.
Yeah. But, yeah, then after Pearl, Diamond...
Platinum?
Platinum... God, I always... I played a lot of Platinum. I still can't remember a single, second of it.
All the more reason to get the remake on Switch, which I'm more excited for than the actual new generation.
Are they remaking?
4th gen is my favorite.
They're remaking the 4th gen for Switch?
I mean, why stop at 3?
I mean, they probably are gonna... I don't know,
you
man.
might as well.
I don't know,
you might
man.
as well continue with the remakes.
But,
I thought they were going to stop at 2. I wasn't expecting Omega Ruby, Apple Sapphire.
Then, Black and White was... That was when I fell out of the series originally.
Me too, actually. I did initially skip that, but then I went back to it, near around the time X and Y was released.
I've tried to play Black and White a couple times, and I can't do it. I don't like those Pokemon games. And I got back into Pokemon with X and Y, but I still I can't do Black and White or Black and White 2.
Because you don't like the new Pokedex entries?
No, it's everything about those games is just so bad to me. I don't like the layout of the region for the starter.
It's one of the worst regions, I think.
I don't like the Pokemon type distribution that you get when as you're going through the area. For one thing, the stupid elemental monkeys. I hate them.
Yeah,
but
that's just Pokedex filler, in my opinion. That didn't need to be there.
What I hate even more than the stupid elemental monkeys is the fact that if you don't take the water starter in Black and White, then the water monkey is one of the only water Pokemon you can get until halfway through the entire game.
Really?
Yeah. Except for there's a duck too at one point, and that's that's it. Those are the only water Pokemon you can easily find up until halfway through the game. I hate it. And I hate how Black and White is the the generation where they were like, oh, every single Pokemon starts evolving at like level 55 now.
Oh,
And then has their second evolution at level 65. And I'm just like, why? No, it's I hate those. I hate them. Like I love Pokemon in general. Like I got back in with X and Y. I like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I haven't really gotten into Sun and Moon, but I like what I've played of those as well. But I can't do Black and White.
Is this the first time I've heard you rant about the game and who to think it would be Pokemon?
It
was weird. I don't normally get this sort of opinions from you.
Well, I have them about a few games, you know. It's just...
Oh, well, it's just like 90% of the things you say to me is like, you know, that game didn't turn out as bad as everyone thought it was.
Well, yeah. Generally speaking, that it is that way. It's, you know, I have very strong opinions about how good games are usually. But there are precious few games where, you know, it's the same way that I feel about Final Fantasy 13, like insofar as its context as a Final Fantasy game goes.
Oh, well, that's fine because I know it's bad. You don't need to explain that one to me.
But no, yeah, like Black and White was the reason that I stopped playing Pokemon for the longest time. It was just nah. And again, like I've tried to play it. Like the last time that I tried to play it a couple years ago, I got probably like 15 hours into the game, and then it was just like I had like 4 of the badges, and I was just like looking at the map and looking at my Pokemon and looking at the town I was in, and I was just like, there's nothing about this that interests me.
Yeah, well, every gen has its ups and downs, but I think Gen 5 probably it has like the most obvious problems with it. It's the Dark Souls 2 of Pokemon.
And nothing against people who love that generation. Like, go right ahead. It's still a Pokemon game, so at the end of the day, it's not like it's a bad game. But
I'd say in general, I think it is probably the least liked generation. I think it has the least fans.
Yeah.
I'm not probably because, yeah, maybe the reasons that you stated. But I think it's also, I think it is primarily the new Pokemon they introduced. Like some of them are just like garbage, but you know every gen has garbage Pokemon.
Literally,
like the most. Yeah, literally. But I'd say Gen 5 was like the most, the highest number of just terrible designs.
So I know that people like to, whenever they get into arguments about, oh, you know, the garbage Pokemon and the ice cream cone Pokemon, I know. I know that the counter argument that people like to bring up is, oh, but Grimer and Magnemite and Geodude. And so the thing that I personally kind of distinguish between the two kind of extremes there is that Grimer is a lot less over-designed than Garbodor is. Like, you look at the trash bag Pokemon, and it's so extravagant compared to you look at Grimer and he's just a pile of sludge. Like,
I don't really mind the like over design, like details with Trubbish. It does emphasize, no, this is a trash bag.
Yeah,
but it doesn't need over emphasis on, no, this is a trash bag. You could just have the shape of a trash bag. Now that would be enough. But no, it needed like the teeth are kind of like creases, and you know there's like its insides poking out, you know, like a garbage bag.
I think that the like the point that really sticks for me about it is like people always I have no So people always complain about the over designing of Digimon, for example, which I don't, I don't mind Digimon. There are a lot of very stupid ones, but I take it as a very different franchise than Pokemon. So I'm generally not as phased by the over designing in Digimon, but because I grew up with Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 Pokemon. As the designs in Pokemon keep getting more and more extravagant, it's just like, oh, what are they doing? Like, I look at I compare Aerodactyl with what Archeops or whatever it's called,
Archeops, yeah.
And it's just like, Aerodactyl is so simplistic and like, it gets the point right across. And then you look at Archeops and it's like, it's a very similar thing, but like suddenly there's just colors and feathers just bursting out of everywhere.
Well, it is based on the feathered dinosaurs, which
I know
assume to be extravagant in their colors.
And again, it's not like it doesn't make sense or anything. It's just that like, when it comes to Pokemon, I'm more partial to the simpler designs. That's why I don't. That's why I like, normal Charizard, as compared to the black and blue Dragon Charizard that they put in.
I think the Mega Evolutions, I think their point was to make them super over designed. Just like, whatever, 4th evolutions, just do what you want.
Mega Gyarados looks so dumb. Mega Gengar looks so dumb. Like, those designs could have been so much better, even being over-designed. But they just end up looking really silly.
Like, well, I grew up with 4th gen, so, like, I'm not that adverse to the over-designedness of the later gens.
Yeah,
well, it was the case for me when I started off.
I'm not a hardcore, Gen 1er or anything. Like, I mean, Gen 2 is my personal favorite, but yeah, when it comes to the designs, I'm just, simpler Pokemon designs are the way to get me more interested generally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Gen 3 designs are probably the close to the upper limit of what I consider to still be cool without being like horribly over designed.
Well, the Gen 4 games is probably, well, okay, if we were to just take off my
Dialga, Palkia, Giratina.
Hey, I love Palkia and Giratina, but like if I were to remove my nostalgia goggles, I think Gen 3 is probably, like, it has absolutely the best Pokedex. Like, even with my nostalgia glasses on, I think Gen 3 has by far the best starters. Like, Trico, Mudkip, Torchic is like, they're all of them are winners. Every gen has at least one loser. Not Gen 3.
Torchic was so good in its final evolved form that it
inspired the next 3 fire
evolutions. It said about making a meme about all fire starters ending up as firefighting types.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, and like it was so bad. Their response was in Gen 6, the 3rd evolution fire starter. It's the exact opposite of a fighting type.
Well, that was the.
That was the Delphox. It was like a mage.
Yeah, I was trying to think of
which is the polar opposite of a fire.
What was the starter's name again? Fennekin?
Fennekin, yeah. It was Fennekin, Braixen, Delphox.
Yeah. Which, man, internet's got to ruin everything. You You knew it was gonna happen as soon as like Delphox got revealed, but man.
Oh, Delphox is a third evolution, but the middle evolution, Braixen has a lot more fans. It has more fans that they put that into Pokken Tournament and not Delphox. Because like that design is way better.
Yeah. And then they made the. How do you make a fire cat, and then end up ruining the final evolution for it?
Oh, in Gen 7.
The newest gen, I think.
Yeah, Gen.
Is it still 7 or is it 8 now? I don't even know.
At Sun and Moon is 7.
I thought it was. Man.
You know that's
yeah, I guess it would be.
Yeah, that seems to be the problem with like, I guess an older audience is that there's so many I can't keep up. I'm like, well, whose fault is that?
But yeah, like I was so excited for Litten, and then they showed that the final form is Wrestlecat, and I'm like,
yeah, I don't think making it a dark type instead of a fighting type like really helped. Like it's still a physical attacker.
Plus, I don't like the design of it.
I think the design's okay.
I don't like Wrestlecat.
After Hawlucha, I'm like, yeah, I could do with some more wrestling.
Nah,
Pokemon.
I'm not down with Wrestlecat. I wanted an actual like fire cat, not a Wrestle Boy.
I just want more quadruped, like
yeah, like exactly.
third evolution starters. Like since I think the last one was maybe Samurott from Gen 5, and the other two. Okay, well, Snivy never had legs, but still.
I'm just gonna say, like, I loved Torterra.
I chose Torterra first as my first starter in Gen 4.
Yeah. Like I might not.
All my others I picked Piplup because I like penguins.
I might not remember much of Pearl, Diamond, and Sapphire. Platinum.
No, clearly you don't.
The second.
You don't
Platinum
even remember their titles.
Platinum is the one that I played, by the way. I didn't play Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, I may not remember much about them, but I remember Torterra, and Torterra was badass.
Yeah, especially because the grass types tend to be like special attackers or just defensive, but Torterra was like not just a tank.
Torterra was great.
Yeah.
And like
it seemed to me like a more modern take on the quadruped grass starters, because they were,
yeah,
they're, dare I say, a bit simple. I mean, they're just dinosaurs.
And like
with a flower on their back.
Empoleon was good.
Empoleon's sick. I love it.
That's also kind of why I was actually disappointed in Samurot's design, though. Because
Gen 5 has the worst starters. Like, Snivy is acceptable and is clearly the best out of the three. But, those other two, they're just... Oshawott fine, but the rest is... Ugh.
I don't even understand what Samurot's supposed to be. Like, how does he evolve from Oshawott? Like...
Okay, Oshawott is an otter. I think the next one is maybe maybe also another otter.
And then suddenly you just have Sea Monster. Like, armored Sea Monster.
I know it's supposed to be like a samurai thing, but I don't know what animal it is.
No, I don't get it at all. And like, I know some people love him, but like, I don't get it.
Maybe like a seal?
I don't know. And I don't even remember what the fire starter in that gen is.
Tepig.
Oh right, the pig.
Yeah, it was at that point where everyone was like, okay, enough with the firefighting. It's all right.
the pig that turns into a firefighting pig. Like
Chimchar, okay. Torchic, good. All right. Chimchar, okay. It's kind of getting tired, but Tepig, like, come on.
Yeah.
And then Fennekin came around. It's like, okay, finally, something different.
I really wish. I don't know. I'd like to see the older Pokemon games like brought forward into the kind of newer 3D Pokemon that they have now again.
Another, well,
I know. Yeah, I know it's absurd.
Are you gonna count? Hey, let's go. Whatever, Pikachu.
I don't know. It doesn't.
It's clearly not mainline, but
yeah, it doesn't sound like
it is Kanto and it is 3D.
But I like that's the thing. I like the gameplay of the normal Pokemon games, and like the big problem now going back to Gen 1 or the remakes of Gen 1 is that they both come before the physical special split.
Yes.
Which completely rebalanced the combat of the game.
See, that's why I love Gen 4 so much. It had the single best change in the series is the physical special split.
That's also why Heart Gold and Soul Silver are really good. Like
they're top 3 for like everyone.
Yeah.
Like they're so good.
Because it was like Gen 2 was already, really good. And then they remake Gen 2 with the better game mechanics. It's like, yeah, okay.
it also has the best sprites. Because in Black and White, they stepped down on the sprite quality so they could be animated.
Yeah. Bleh. Bleh.
I actually like the animated sprites, but there were some that are just like, what the fuck is this thing doing?
I like the 3D in the new Pokemon games.
Oh yeah, like if you've seen emulations of the 3D games, those models of the Pokemon, they are way higher quality than they appear to be in the 3DS games, because it's for future proofing. So when they get brought to the Switch, they don't need to remake everything. It's already like pretty high standard.
Pokemon on Switch. That's gonna be.
I think.
That's gonna be wild.
That's gonna be massive. Like, and finally, Game Freak aren't limited to their hardware. Because even Sun and Moon did like a good job of like making it look nice, but it still looks pretty. It can look better.
When are we gonna be through this swamp, by the way?
Soon.
I noticed that our new party. We're just gonna
next episode. Oh yeah, game crashed.
Oh, well, that's a shame. That's what you get for trying to reload the game rather than just using a revive item.